It says I am live. How about that? Just like that. Just like that, I went live. Another. Okay. Uh-oh. There we go. I'm back. Wait a minute and see if anybody's awake out there in the middle of the day or if they're all taking naps in this heat wave we're having. It's definitely hot. I'm uh I'm off grid. Yep, I'm off grid. I'm only gonna be here for about 1 hour. So I've got to get to doing something before the day's over with. And there is Melinda. How are we doing, darling? Everything okay? I don't know how loud that air conditioner is blowing. Yeah, how much of it you can hear, but when I come in here, I cranked it up. It's been running for about an hour, but not on high, and it's so hot outside that it it changed the temperature in here quite a bit. That's good to know. I did some running around, and there's Neil. Howdy, Neil. And there's Peggy too. Hey, can't beat that. How y'all? I've Nope, it's not raining, but it is miserably, miserably hot. I mean, just open the door and you're like, oh, hit you right in the face. Reba show up? Oh, there she is. What are you doing going live this time of day? Well, I had about an hour to spare, and I thought, well, let's see who's on this time of day. Uh, yeah, yep. Because it's just what 10 o'clock your time on the same day. Yeah. Yeah, in a couple of hours, you'll be leaving us and going to another day, and we'll still have several hours of it to go. Yep, that's what I thought. About 5 hours difference. But yeah, I did some running around today, and went and took that electric car. I'm gonna tell y'all what's in the video for today if I start talking about today. Oh well, you'll still watch it, won't you? Or at least, yeah, at least let it play through when you're doing your housework or something. I'm trying to recover from being out in the heat. Yes, I understand that. Uh, we run him out of Georgia. That's why Reeves got him now. Uh, I had to go to Lafayette to pay the water bill, so I went ahead and my son's house ain't that far from there. In fact, the same road when I backtrack from his house cuts right across and takes you right into town. So, uh, Lisa, howdy, Eric. Well, there he is down there in Pensacola. Anyway, I went ahead and dropped it off so it wouldn't have to sit around in the back of my truck. And when my son got off work, I wouldn't be home anyway. Uh, Eric didn't have time to fall asleep. Uh, then I went and paid the water bill. Well, look, I got to tell you a little something that happened. Uh, well, I carry my phone around, whether I'm recording or not. First of all, it's easier for me to hold. It's easier for me to carry, even though it's a little heavier. It's easier for my wrist and my hands because I'm trying to hold my phone. I drop it quite a bit. This way, I can do this. You know, I can stick my finger in. I can go like this, stick my finger in it, and just walk around with it. And it, I don't have to hold on to it. Well, on our criminal page for the county, uh, I did both. I paid the water bill and dropped off the little car. Well, on our Walker County thing, I repost all the criminal arrest records that we got arrested each day. And, well, there's been a few on there when I look at what they got arrested for. Over the past few months, I've noticed every once in a while there'll be one that'll say, uh, camping in the roadway. Yeah, camping in the roadway. And I asked a state trooper here a few weeks back, and he gave me his best guess what he thought it was. He wasn't 100% sure, but he said that's probably what it is. But it wasn't no direct, that's exactly what it is. And the water company is right there past the courthouse, and the jail, the sheriff's office is all right behind the courthouse. I thought, you know what? I'm going to go ask them while I'm down here. So I wheeled into the courthouse there. And, well, I ran across 3 deputies right out there in the parking lot. And I asked them. They didn't know. I said, what do you got to do? Uh, what do you got to do to receive that charge? Camping in the roadway. I mean, what is it specifically you have to do? Nobody knew. 2 of them never heard of it. One of them said he says, I don't know, you got my curiosity up now. I'm going to go in right now and find out. Well, I went ahead and drove on through and went over to the commissioner's office. I went in there and talked to a lady I was in there. I looked at the time I videoed it. 15 minutes I was in there. And you should run into Neil. And then when I pulled back out, I thought, you know what? I really don't want to leave here without an answer to my question. I'm just going to go in the sheriff's office and ask him. So I wheeled back around, pulled back in there, and went in the sheriff's office, the lobby of the sheriff's office. A gentleman come up from behind the glass there, and he goes, how can I help you? I said, well, I hope you can, and I won't have to ask you who can, go to somebody without having to go to somebody else. Now I got my phone, right? And I laid it down on the counter. It's laying like this on the counter. I'm not recording or anything. I just I was carrying my phone. And I asked him the question about camping in the roadway. And he kind of smiled real big. And he said, I don't keep up with all them codes and what that's for or anything. I said, well, who would know? Who could I talk to that would know? And he looked down. Now, it wasn't a phone he was looking at. He was looking at this. you know, selfie stick tripod. He saw, you know, it's laying on the counter with my arm across it. He goes, "Are you recording?" I said, "Well, it shouldn't make a difference if I am. It is a public lobby." But no, I'm not. And he, he says, "All right, we're done. We're done." And he turned around and walked off. He wouldn't help me anymore. I said, "Seriously?" So I went over and I sat down and I called back to the sheriff's secretary. I called her extension and I asked to speak to him, and she said, I knew he was there because I saw his car. And she says, he just left. I says, really? And I got up and went to the door and looked out. And sure enough, there he was, just pulling out on the road. I said, yeah, I just seen him. I said, could could I get him call me back? And she wanted to know what it was about. And I said, well, it was about one thing, but now it's about two. And I told her what happened at the front window. She said, "Do you want to file a complaint?" I said, when I talk to the sheriff, I'll take care of that. And so I've got I'm waiting on a call back from him now. It might be tomorrow morning before I hear from him. It is 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Uh, he'll get the message in the morning. But yeah, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, if I was recording, there wasn't nothing wrong with it, but I wasn't. I was there. Hey, Chris. Hot in Texas too, I bet you. And so I'm hanging. I'll be expecting a phone call in the morning. He calls me back every time I call him, and if he's there, he invites me right on back to his office to sit down and talk to him. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that phone call. I still want to know the answer. Yeah, it's terribly hot here right now. We're supposed to not have no rain tomorrow, but we got thunderstorms for Wednesday. That don't mean nothing. We wasn't supposed to have no rain Saturday, Sunday, Saturday. We wasn't supposed to have no rain Saturday. Zero chances of rain, and boy, did it come a belly buster. I mean, great big old raindrops. It just poured down right after we cut the hayfield down. I stopped by there and checked it. It's dry. Manny went back over and tethered it the next day, and it's gonna be okay, as long as it don't rain on it. Now the thing is, he's not available till Wednesday morning, and he's going to get on it. He told me he'd get on it right after the dew got off. He'd get right on it. So the best chance of thunderstorms is more in like 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, the rest of the day. That 35% comes in. And so hopefully we get that hay baled Wednesday morning before the rain. It's one of them roosters. You know, you watched the video a few videos back. We got 13 roosters, and it's running loose. One of them is, and the big black rooster that's down in the barn keeps attacking it every chance it gets. Uh, I threw a pitcher of water on that rooster this morning when he took off after him. And I threw a pitcher of water on him. I said, leave him alone. But the last time I saw them, they wasn't fighting or nothing. And, I threw him a little feed. He was in the barn, and I closed the gate, so maybe they'll leave him alone. Public intoxication. Now, camping in the roadway. You know, if you were, one cop says maybe it's blocking the road. I said, well, there's other charges for that. You know, I mean, the, they wasn't camping in the roadway. They may be blocking it, interfering with the flow of traffic and stuff like that. But uh, yeah, I'm interested in finding out. I'll find out in the morning. I'll let you know uh, what the sheriff comes up with. I wasn't worried about the code, I, what it's called, you know, what code it is, but what do you actually have to do to get a ticket or get arrested? Because these people got arrested for it, for camping in the roadway, obstruction of traffic. I could see that. I'd understand that. Somebody was causing traffic problems, but camping's a whole different thing. No, we don't have no. That's nothing like that going. Especially where they were. Some of them were arrested. There's wouldn't have been. There's nothing like that going on around here out in the country. So, well, I'll say I wasn't camping. I was just taking a break. Yeah. Mm. When I get the explanation out of the horse's mouth, I'll let you know. And I went by to get me a sandwich, and they were out of bread of what I wanted to order. Okay, it said it didn't make the order today, so we don't have that kind of bread. Okay, thank you. I'll see you later. The birthday party yesterday was a success. Let's see, we had two little incidents. Uh, Lincoln fell off the diving board on the side on the where you get on at. He was okay. He wasn't hurt. Uh, and one of his cousins hit his elbow on the diving board when he was diving. He was okay too. In fact, it was the one, if you watched it, when he did the backflip and his elbow, he didn't keep his arms in and he didn't push himself out far enough. So, this drug spent too long. Yeah, if I'd have known that, I'd have said, go ahead and arrest me. I know y'all got bread in there to make me a peanut butter sandwich. Oh, yeah, he got a bunch of stuff. And they were definitely having fun. As hot as it was, now we had a fan up there. They had a big fan up there under the where I was sitting there. But when the kids got out of the pool, they had to wrap up in something. They were cold. So I'm glad you enjoyed it. Uh, but, but he's not on it. Not allowed to have a dog. Yeah, it definitely keeps them afloat. At least when they. Uh, Michael was trying to explain something to me. My son was something about them. Something happens that I don't know. They get too full or something, and it'll make them turn over. I said, well, don't take your eyes off of them. And Neil's being Neil there. I think Neil's rubbing off on Eric a little bit. Hey, Kelly. Yeah, yeah. I get just as many people in here this time of day as I do at nighttime. And I got to tell you, I really thought might catch Tammy too, because she goes to work at night and it's already after 5, unless she's sleeping up until time to go to work. But I've got some plans here. I got to get down to the barn here. I want at 6 o'clock, so I can start doing what needs to be done down there. So I can come back and rest a little bit. Uh, and then go out and do what I was going to do out here. Uh, I cranked the generator and let it. I was going to let it run a few minutes and just check the air conditioner out in the camper here, because it hadn't run in a while. Make sure it was doing what it was supposed to, and it's doing a pretty good job for as hot as it is. I mean, it's hot. It's so hot that the trim work off here, the trim work, I just noticed I'm going to have to glue it back up on the cabinets falling. Now that it's got some cooler air on it after the look hanging off the sink right there. Yeah, trim work that goes back that way. I'm gonna have to glue that back on. That wasn't down when I turned the air conditioner on. I guess the heat and then the air started cooling off in here. It just came loose. Oh. Yeah, get that pool up. They have about at least maybe a month they can play in it. They've been getting rain every day part of summer. Yeah, we this has been the rainiest season. Well, it's not even a season. It's just raining. It's rained for 2 months now. Well, longer than that, I reckon. Back when Scott and Peter went to Germany the first time, it rained just about the whole time they were gone. Yeah, I heard no storms right now. We've been having a lot of thunderstorms, a lot of thunder and a lot of lightning. The old dead tree we're talking about cutting down and worried about cutting it down because it leaned in the wrong direction. Uh, and all the branches keep falling out of it. Has fallen from the other end not the side that it's leaning towards. That side still has all the branches up through there. But another one fell the other day, and we're not parking the dump truck under there no more. But I'm gonna call the power company and see if they'll remove, if nothing else, remove them limbs on that side that could take out my power line, and then we'll have a whole lot better chance of cutting it down, not worrying about it. Lisa got a birthday too. It's been okay, 47 years. It. I agree with you, Lisa. It's uh, some new feature here now. What the devil? Uh, I can't remember having this much rain, along with the heat that comes with it. I mean, I'm talking about a big old thunderstorm, lightning hitting somewhere on the ridge back here, cracking and popping, and on, and then all of a sudden it's so hot. Just an hour later, it's so hot you can't stand to be outside. Well, happy birthday, Lisa. I still hadn't seen where. I guess somewhere another. We got 6 drops of rain. That's that's not much when you have just a few drops. You can count them. But I can't remember this much rain in years and years. At least 34 of them. 93. Heat index of 102. It might as well be 102 degrees then. This thing keeps. I love to make everyone's favorite meal and dessert for their birthday, and this thing is messing up. When you get out, well, I don't get older. I get younger. Somebody was asking me yesterday, how old are you really? he was he told me he was 63. He said, I know you're older than I am. He says, I know you're quite a few years older than I am. He said, but I can't. He said, I used to know and I can't remember no more. I said, well, then you're stuck with my answer. 34. I think, Eric, I think I could deal with the heat on the around the water, around the beach. And there's Tammy. I told y'all she'd wake up. Uh, hey, Tammy. Uh, but I get real tired of all the tourists and all the people out there. As long as some of the good places that I like to eat and stuff like that, like to shop at, as long as they don't close down with the tourist season. Because I tell you, living on, I used to live on seafood, but living on the water like that, there wasn't nothing better than fresh seafood. That like I was always saying, hey, you want to come eat with us? And they going, I've already had seafood. I've already had my shrimp for today. Eggplant. Every time I try to move the page up, that thing is making stuff disappear. You got to work tonight, Tammy? I said if you had to work tonight, you, this is about, if you went to bed, this is about the time you'd be getting up. And if you went to bed late, you'd be sleeping up until time to go work. You know, yeah, there's a it's your Tuesday. But I used to crabs on the half shell, steamed shrimp. I could eat all day. Eat more, eat more, eat more fruit and nuts. Yeah, yeah. I don't. Somebody asked me what I give my opinion on a seafood dish around here. You know how good it was and all that. I always tell everybody I don't do that. Now, when it comes to seafood, I said because ain't none of it that makes me happy because it's not really fresh and I can tell it. Great choice of chocolates.
Motion detected in the front yard.
I got a message as something in the front yard, but I don't see nothing. Oh, that's Tank. Tank making a trip back to a shady spot. I mean, there's a lot of stuff you can't. When it comes to seafood, you can't trick me, and when it comes to beef, you can't trick me. I can taste it and tell you, nah, This didn't come. This didn't come from the farm. Uh, yeah, and I'm the same. I'm the same way with seafood. I can enjoy it and I can like it, but as far as telling you 1 to 10, how good was it? Anywhere, anybody that serves seafood anywhere away from the ocean where it's not freshly brought in, yeah, it's a 2, maybe a 3, but it'll never be a 10. Oh, and there's a place, man, that it comes into in Portsmouth that they you get crab on the half shell. You get crab on the half shell, not a bunch of bread stuffed in it. It's pure crab meat. Now I did eat. I was down in Florida and thought I was close enough to get some good seafood to the water, and I went in and ordered some food. And I was like, y'all don't get fresh seafood. Oh, well, well, it comes in on a truck. But I said, it comes in on the same truck that everything else comes in on for your. They they don't do fresh seafood. They didn't do fresh seafood. A good landlord. Crab cakes. When Scott and Peter and I went down to drove to eat in a video. We went down there just to try it, and they had crab cakes, but yeah, I wasn't impressed with crab cakes. I was I was pretty happy with the fish, uh, but none of it. Well, it just wasn't the same. And I didn't get no shrimp because all they had was fried shrimp. So I don't like fried shrimp. I don't care for nothing fried in the seafood. Yeah. Turned into a rock.
Motion detected in the front yard.
Oh, you got rain? Tammy's got rain. That's just northeast of me a little way, somewhere up there. Yeah, it rained. It rained real close to us yesterday, but we didn't get none of it. Manny sent me a message and said, "Well, is it raining? Did the hay get wet?" And I told him I was out of town, and I thought, I mean, we were hearing thunder, and we there at the end of the party. We were hearing thunder, and I really thought it was raining at home based on the direction it was at, but it was further west of us, and it was traveling north, so we missed it. How bigger I even see got me. Yep. Well, I wanted to run the generator on a long period of time after, working on it and getting the water out of it, and I wanted to see how it did. Plus, the air conditioner hadn't been running here in a while, so I thought I'd kill two birds with one stone. So about an hour before I went live here, I cranked it all up and left it running. It's not hot in here. It's not what you call really warm in here. It's just comfortable. But it's working. It's blowing some cold air. I do need to clean the filters out, and that's going to help a lot. But it is blowing some cold air. I didn't have it on max cold. I put it on medium. And when I first walked through the door there, it was like, oh yeah, it feels a lot different in here. Because I need that air conditioner working when I take that doghouse out of the center there and get to the motor and see what I can do with it. I need one of your shirts. Well, there's a problem with that. I don't have. I've got one promise to somebody, and I didn't order any more extras. I sent them all to. I've done sent them all out to everybody that I was going to. No, at least I haven't started no merch or nothing. I just had some made for myself, and one made for somebody who won the contest, which was Neil. So I had to get a 15X for him. I'll eventually have some that I can do something with. I make them just for me to wear. Is the main thing. It looks like I'm wearing the same shirt every day. You were drowned in that size. Well, I appreciate it, Lisa. And maybe in the near future. I was down there talking to the guy at the print shop. I said, once my channel gets to where one day that I can do merch, and one day when it's more popular, so when you put it in the thing, it pops up right away, but where people don't have to search for it, then I'll probably do away with the whole back of it and put like a big guinea on it or something. Or either I'll put a big guinea on the chest of it and leave that and put the advertisement on the back. Yeah, I was shocked when Neil said he had to have a 15 XXX. But I hadn't really gotten into it yet. It's my own personal advertisement. It's on the back of my pickup truck, on my tailgate. In fact, the young man at the dollar store joined. He looked it up the other day, Saturday, and uh, I left and I had to go back and get some cat food. I forgot to get some cat food for Barney, and I run back over to get that, and he come back there going, I couldn't find it. And so we put the whole address in there, and he pulled it up. He joined the page. So, uh, like a good young man. Uh, I think it was here. Let me look real quick. Yeah, first part of his name is Roman. So if you ever see that come up, you'll know. Oh, I need a 3X. If I ever do merch, we'll, we'll see how it goes. I've got one I've got to give away, but it it's in my truck, and it's supposed to go to a homeless person. That's what the request was, so that's what I got that one for. No, 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 Peggy. No, he he's not the one that didn't have the bread, not the sandwich I was going to make that I was ordering. It was up here at I can't remember the name of it now. The new restaurant up here. Yeah, I was going to get me a Reuben sandwich, but I thought that's okay. He says, "I got you covered. Next time you're in and the bread's here, I'll give you a free one. You ain't got to do that. I just whenever you got it." Have you heard any more about the? No. Chris, haven't heard nothing. Uh, I need to get in touch with Daryl, but he was still in the hospital last I know of. I can't help it. That's when I started calling her before she changed it. Yeah, as soon as I know something, I'll let y'all know. Uh, Last I know, his car is still parked. I worry about his minivan because the plate on it has been dead for a couple of years. Uh, he Before he went in the hospital, he set up a GoMe fund. Is that what they call it? Yeah. And uh, his purpose was to get insurance and get his tags straightened out. GoFundMe. Thank you, Neil. Uh, and Daryl down there put posted it on his page. Yeah, they had bread. They just didn't have the kind of bread that's supposed to be on that supposed to be on for the sandwich that I wanted. He offered something else, and I said, "No, I want to try what you actually advertise." And that was my next thing I wanted to try. So I'll wait till next time. So I left without a sandwich. When they had before they opened up the building, you know, when the restaurant was being put together, they had that cart trailer out front that they were using, and they had been using at other places all around, and real good food. I mean, it's just good food. But they moved inside, and I'm gonna tell you, I got the steak and cheese thing sandwich, and I didn't like it. It was dry. Uh, yeah, take my own bread. I'm bringing my own bread. Yeah, Neil's vision's going. Let's cook the pot. They were out of meat. No store to bring some. I went to one. I know I've been to one that was out of fries. Went in one time and ordered. I don't remember what I ordered. Number three or something like that. And she goes, uh, "We can't fill that order right now. We don't have no fries. Would you like something else? An apple pie instead?" I said, "No, I don't want. I don't want something for free. I just want what I ordered." Now one of the part owners of that little restaurant, when I told him about that steak sandwich, uh, Philly cheesesteak, he says, "Well, you come back by and I'll make it right." And I've never went and claimed that. I just, it is what it is. Uh, and then this guy today tells me, he said, "When you stop in the sandwich next one, when we got some bread, it's on the house. I'll fix it for you." And I told him, "No, you ain't got to do that neither." I said, "JJ's Cook JJ is what he calls himself." I said, "Cook JJ, if I was doing that, he would already had to give me a steak sandwich." Lettuce, but no burger. Eggs and cheese. Now, years ago, I had a Doberman Pinscher, and I had this. There was this little cafe down past my gas station. I go in there all the time and get me something to eat. I go in one hamburger, no bread, no fixings, just the burger. Let me see what's going on down in the barn here. Oh, one of the chickens is down there playing with the camera. I am now looking at almost to the ceiling. I don't never, I don't know, but if you watched yesterday's and couldn't make a comment, that's happened twice now, and Peggy's let me know about it, and I didn't know it wasn't working, but I'm sorry, I couldn't. Nobody could make comments. She said nobody had made no comments, and this morning I went over there and made a comment on it myself to test. And it went up there, and then Peggy's went up there. I'm almost out of time. I said I was going to stay on here for an hour, and then I was going to go do what I have to do. No, ball run out of space. Yeah, I did say his. Yeah, oh, wow, it's part of the name of the title even. But it started working this morning, or was working when I tried. I guess everybody had tried to make a comment and couldn't. There's Roman. I was just talking about you, buddy. Do you want your receipt? Uh, I was just telling everybody you joined the channel. I can't wait to go to Pedals in the Past next month to the YouTube convention. Get to see some people that I hadn't seen in a while. Yeah, Neil, I don't know. I never turned it off. I mean, I hadn't messed with none of that stuff. Peggy, I didn't even know it wasn't working. And I guess it was last night. She sent the message, but I didn't get the message until I got up this morning. And who knew? I tried it and it worked. I did a test. It wasn't. It was not made for kids, is what I left it. I didn't change anything. But that's twice that's happened. What was it, about a week ago, Peggy, or so? One of them did that. And I don't think it had anything to do with kids. I don't remember what video it was now, but I could have been Neil. I don't know. They didn't. They didn't send me no notifications about anything. They didn't warn me about anything. And Peggy, do you remember what the other video was about? Was it? It wasn't about the kids, was it? The one that happened here about a week or so ago. I know. Neil knows them. Hey, look, y'all. It was good to see you, and I appreciate you jumping in here this time of day. I mean, I know days was Peggy. That's, about 2 a.m. I don't know. I don't remember. It was not that early when I did the test, but Well, God bless each and every one of you, and thank you for joining me. It was good seeing all of you, and it's not a good to see you, Roman. I'll see you Saturday at the Dollar General store. I'll be at the Dollar General. Spend $1. Yep, I will. But y'all remember to keep on smiling because you got a reason to. Jesus loves you. And my video, I've got most of it edited already, so it won't be too late when I get it out. We'll see you next time. Be good, Neil. Behave yourself. See y'all.